How was the coffee they finally brought in? I drink coffee, by the way, so you got to help me out. If I want to replace the service here with Keith's Coffee, that's my goal. I need to figure out a little bit about my market and what the voice of the customer says makes a good cup of coffee. Sound good? All right, so tell me, what makes a good cup of coffee? Talk about it.
Fresh ground beans.
Fresh. Hot.
Good water.
Ah, the ground beans keep on coming out. You got it. Keith's Coffee's got fresh ground beans, best you ever had. All right, what else?
Good additives, cream, sugar.
Oh, additives, you bet.
Strong.
And strong.
Good flavor, not bitter.
All right, I'm going to flip chart paper, so this is as good as Keith's Coffee's going to get. Now, could I assign a green belt to say, I need you to go out and I need you, as your goal statement, I need you to improve the hot of our coffee. Would that be a good goal statement? Not yet. We got to translate this, right? So I'm going to translate voice of the customer into this thing called a critical customer requirement. Let's try one of those. How can I measure fresh? What's fresh mean? How can I measure that?
The date.
The date.
The date.
Code date.
The date? I make my coffee all the same day. What do you mean? The date, the what happened? Oh, I could measure it several ways, right? So it could translate into the date of the beans, right? And give me a number. How fresh they have to be fresh beans?
1 month.
Yeah, I had to pick them in within 3 days. They're here at the hotel. Less than 3 days. Man, I think I might start drinking coffee. This sounds good. Okay. How else could I measure fresh? That may not be the only measurement of fresh.
Come on, Mark, you know.
Time is brewed.
Time since brewed, right?
We Canadians, we know this. Because we have Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons says 20 minutes fresh. They have a whole advertising campaign about it.
20 minutes? Is that
20
fresh
minutes
coffee?
fresh.
Brewed in 20 minutes or less?
Go in the restaurants and write it on the pot.
Oh, it depends if it's on the burner or not? So it would be longer or less time? How about 10 minutes? I think that would be great. I'll do less than 10 minutes. I mean, that shouldn't be a challenge after getting my beans here from Columbia in 3 days. That should be very easy. All right. How about hot? How do I measure hot? Temperature? All right. Let's use the American scale. Let's do degrees Fahrenheit. What's a reasonable temperature for hot? Yeah, me neither. I don't know. 110.
That's cold.
You'd never get a job at McDonald's, would you?
Yeah. 160.
160.
200.
200.
Below the lawsuit threshold.
So it's some esteem, right? Here's what I'd probably do, just because I like to experiment a little bit. I might just get 10 cups of coffee and give it to you guys between 100 and 200 degrees, since that's the range I heard. And maybe I'll get a consensus which ones are hot. How's that sound? I've done this at one hotel, and it was around 150 to 180 degrees, okay, considered hot. I can measure that, couldn't I? All right, I can have a project now that can measure. I need to improve the target temperature to what's the middle? About 165, plus or minus 15 degrees. Maybe I'm not capable of doing that right now, but I could become so. And that's what translation is. Every single one of these ground beans I can measure, additives, maybe a list. Strong. How do I measure strong?
Bold, extra bold.
I should do the parts per million caffeine molecules. Okay, that's one way to do it. What else? It's actually like milligrams or something, right? The roast, how do I measure that?
The grind. Subjective.
The grind?
The type of grind.
Time to grind. So if I grind it really fine, it gives more strength. Ah, okay.
How about ratio of
Grind greater than 5 minutes, right? They just go to town on those things. What else?
The ratio when you brew it of water to coffee.
Oh, okay. So I should really get down to like tar, just some kind of like really, really strong, just barely liquid, right? Maybe I'm moving this one to viscosity. I'll see the viscosity measurement has to be greater than 100 centipoise or less than that or something. I'm a closet engineer. I used to be an engineer a long time ago, sorry. So see how I'm translating this stuff? And this is what voice the customer does.
To learn more about continuous improvement, visit our website www.rapidci.com. Thank you.